Hi everyone, I'm here with my friends Paris and Kristen in New Hampshire at their beautiful house, which has heavenly sunlight streaming in from the windows. So we are like trying to get this shit done so that we can not be glowing angels for you, but that might happen a little bit anyway. Today we're gonna go through what I'm calling a hip snack. So this is meant to be a shorter class, just delivers a little bit of rotational nutrients to the hip. It'll be really great for my beginners because it's just kind of an introduction to some of these rotational concepts, but it's also really great for my seasoned Kinstretch folks if you just need like a little extra dose that you want to infuse into your day or if you're short on time. So all you'll need is a block or two. If you have them, would be great. If you don't have 2 blocks, make sure you've got a pillow or something you can put under your head and a pillow or a box or something that you could put under your ankle for a little bit of height in our side lying position. All right, we're gonna get started with our warm-up, and we're gonna just begin in quadruped, going through our familiar cat-cow, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of a twist on this one. And Paris, I'm gonna have you back up a little bit so we can see Kristen in the frame a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, awesome team. So everybody all together, check in with yourself, make sure you feel like your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and then just go ahead and get round. No fanciness, just get as round as you can get. And just start with a few breaths here, taking a big breath in, and then a powerful exhale, trying to contract the muscles on the front of your body such that you might invite more of a stretch along the back side of your body or along your spine. And keep working with that at your own pace here. Big breath in, exhale to hollow out. Can you find any more ability to contract your front side such that you might feel more stretch along your back side? Keep working with this. As you inhale, try not to lose any of the roundness that you gained. Just hold on to it. And then as you exhale, search for a little bit more. You might not get more, but that act of searching is gonna wake up more muscle tissues. And that's our whole gig in Kinstretch, right? Okay, now stay round. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. Starting at your tailbone, I want you to just poke your tailbone up towards the ceiling and start to segmentally move into an arch shape at your low back, moving through your middle back, head still tucked, moving through your upper back, finally coming all the way forward so you feel your chest start to show off, your collarbones lift, your neck comes up and your face comes up. Now pause here, just take a breath in case you weren't breathing, and then we're gonna start again at the tail. I want you to tuck your tail under, slowly rounding through your spine segment by segment. Nice. Try to keep looking forward as long as you can. Keep showing off the collarbones as long as you can. Eventually they're gonna hide. You just wanna delay that timing. Excellent. Let's do that again. Tailbone pokes up to the ceiling. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your upper back rounded for as long as you can. Making your way, nice guys, segment by segment into extension. We've got about 30 seconds left of this. Keep moving at your own pace. It's fine if Paris and Kristen are off pace from each other. You guys don't have to be synchronized swimmers in case you were thinking that in your brains. And certainly at home, I don't want you to feel like you have to match my models' paces. Hear that? You're fitness models now. By the way, it is 7:43 a.m. East Coast time. So we got up early to film this for y'all today. Nice. Okay, and let that go. Excellent. All right, from here, we're gonna go back to that. If you need a little break for your wrists, take it while I explain the next bit. We're gonna go back to that rounded shape of the spine, and we're gonna work with our shoulder blades, a little bit of that Scap car that you guys have learned with me before, right? So when you're ready, come on back to quadruped, round out your spine as round as you can possibly make it, and then Paris, I'm gonna give you a little tactile cue. In this position, really press into the floor such that you press your shoulder blades apart from each other. Other way. Yeah, that one. So it's like you're trying to push up into my hands a little bit more, or push the spine in between your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling if you're at home. I want you to keep that amount of roundness and just start to move your shoulder blades in towards the spine and then apart from your spine. Good, keep going with that. In, you got it, Kristen, and apart, but keeping your spine round. If you've never asked your body to do this before, it's gonna feel super, super weird. If you've been doing CARs and Kinstretch for a while, it might feel slightly less like I'm asking you to be an alien. Good, 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 good. In and apart. Beautiful. and then let that go. Let that relax and shake out your wrists. Nice. So I just want to start introducing this idea that we can move the shoulder blades on different shapes of the spine. We don't always have to be in like military posture when we're doing our scapular work. That being said, come to a comfortable seated position where you feel like your spine is basically upright. Bring your arms out to a nice V shape so your hands are slightly wider than your shoulders. You could stand, you could sit on a chair, anything that allows your spine to be upright here. Deep breath in, pack some air down into the abdominals. Stiffen those elbows, feel your triceps turn on, squeeze your fists, pinch the shoulder blades in towards the spine, slide them up like a shrug, spread them wide, which will feel like your knuckles are reaching forward, and then drag them down towards your waist. Keep going in that same direction. Whichever direction you picked is actually fine. If you went the opposite way of what I said, don't worry about it. Just find that 1 mile per hour pace where you're trying to find the edges of where you can pull your shoulder blades into. So you've got that wide position, that down position, that squeezed into the spine zone, and that shrug. Wherever you are, freeze, and then just reverse direction. Roll that tape the opposite way. Slowly moving through. Trying to expand the size of your circle. Keep going just a little bit with every pass. Now, that's one of those cues where anatomically you won't achieve it, but mentally, if you're trying to expand the size of the circle won't get smaller, which is what tends to happen as we just keep repping out these CARs. 3, keep going. 2, 1, let that go. Nice. That feels good, right? Okay, so now we're going to come into our quadruped position one last time for a little hip work. So you're going to come back to your hands and knees. And now I want you to maintain a neutral-ish spine, so flat like a tabletop, neither round nor arched. And then the other piece we want to watch out for here is that little hip hike, right? So when the hips start to move, sometimes the spine tries to help, and that will look in this position like your hip trying to scrunch towards your shoulder. So I want you to try to keep the sides of your waist the same length, or you can imagine that you're wearing like a corset and you don't have that ability to laterally flex your spine. So from here, pinch your right heel as close to your butt as you can get it. Keep your knee on the ground. There you go. Yeah. Just pull that heel to your butt. And then lay your left foot as flat as your ankle will allow. And then deep breath in and create a good brace through your midsection. Imagine you're doing a plank, but you don't obviously have to in this position. And then start to twist that right thigh bone in whichever direction makes sense to you. So you're just rotating like a little rotisserie on a spit. Your knee stays on the ground. Yep. And then whichever direction you went, go ahead and go the opposite way. Beautiful. Keep working with this rotation. If it's new to you, again, you might feel like I'm asking you to like do an alien maneuver. So I just want you to do your best. Here's an image that's helpful. If you imagine you're wearing those like 1940s sexy stockings with the seam down the back, you're trying to turn that seam. In this case, Paris and Kristen would be trying to turn it to face the windows, and then they'd be trying to turn it to face me. So we're just trying to get that thigh bone to rotate in the hip socket. Keep going for 3, 2, 1, and then set that foot down. If you need a little break for your wrist, go ahead and take it. And then reinvest. Nice. You could also do this from your forearms. If you're getting a lot of wrist pain, you can just come on down to your forearms. Fists are great too. Yeah, totally, if that feels good. So other side, pinch your left heel up to your butt. Paris, you're getting bonus points. Good job. Brace your midsection, and then start to rotate that left side. Good. Don't let this hip hike up to the shoulder. There you go. And as you're rotating, again, imagine that seam at the back of your thigh twisting to face one way and the other way. And see if you can find the end of your range of motion. So the point where you're asking your hip to rotate more, but it just simply doesn't oblige you with more additional motion, and have a little fight for more moment at that point. Again, the goal is not to force more motion. The goal is to wake up and engage the muscles that fire to try to rotate at your end range, because that's going to give your body more options. Keep going for 3. You're doing great, but breathe. 2. Make sure you're breathing at home. 1, and then slowly relax. Great. Yeah, it's funny. I can like hear if people are breathing or not now in a room. Just been one of the weirdest things about teaching on Zoom. I can't tell if people are breathing as well, because I'm just like staring at them through a screen. Okay, so now we're going into our side lying sequence. So you guys are going to lay on your sides with your heads towards the fireplace, feet towards the big old chair. Get one block for under your head and make sure your other block is within reach. We won't need it for the first exercise, but we will need it shortly thereafter. And then from here, we're going to do those side lying hip CARs. You guys know these. Another option here, if you don't have a block for under your head, y'all, or if that block feels too high, you can bend your bottom arm and make a little pillow out of your arm. So I'll have you show that one so people know what's up. Paris has the most mobile shoulders I've ever seen, so he can do positions that I do not expect you to try at home. In fact, do not recommend that you try at home. All right, so gang, from here we're gonna pull those knees as close to the chest as we can get them, and you can do this along with us at home. Yep, both knees. There we go. And this might feel like it rounds your low back a little bit, and that's what we want in this case. And then you're gonna take your top arm and you're gonna reach it directly across from you. So Paris is gonna reach as far as he can, and he's gonna let his t-shirt logo turn towards the floor. So that's it, yep. And again, lots of rotation happening here. You might have way less at home, but it's okay to let your t-shirt logo turn from the floor. Good. Kristen, can you reach a little further? Brilliant, look at that. Now the furthest point that you can reach with your hand, I now want you to make that hand heavy, and imagine I've put a stack of $100 bills under that hand, and it's a windy day, and you're gonna trap those suckers down throughout the length of this hip CAR. Okay, so we're gonna go one direction for 1 minute or 40 seconds, and then we'll switch directions. So everybody take a deep breath in, pack some air down into the abdominals, really make that hand heavy. I should not be able to lift you up, yeah? And then start to pull your top knee towards your chest, as close as you can get it. Max that out. Good, once you've found the edge of what your body can do there, start to push your thigh bones apart. Find the edge of that without letting your hand drag towards you or get light, so pin that hand down, good. And then you're gonna twist such that the sole of the foot starts to point behind you, trying to keep all that space between the knees that you earned. Good, and once you've wrung out as much twist as you can get, now you're gonna try to push your thigh behind your belly button, keeping your knee bent like you're holding a little lemon in your knee pit. And then when you can't push back any further, start to drag your inner knee down towards the floor, but try not to let that leg kick forward. See if you can stay back. And then come around, and your thighs are gonna scrape past each other. You're gonna keep going in that same direction. You are now on the clock. I want you to keep asking yourself those questions. How close can I bring my knee to my chest? How far apart can I push my thigh bones from each other? How much can I internally rotate or twist the sole of my foot to point behind me? How far back can I push my thigh bone behind my belly button? That's a fun one. And then how close to the floor can I drag that inner knee, keeping my thigh bone back behind my belly button? That's a really fun space that we don't explore very much. You're almost there, gang. You're just past the halfway point, so it's a good time to reinvest in your midsection brace. It's a good time to check and see if your hand is still heavy. Oh, good. And nice, Kristen. Yeah. I should also say these folks have some serious range of motion in their hips as well, both of these humans. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Beautiful. So just rest, stay in your position, but take a little breather, let your body come off tension. Part of the reason I was excited to film with both Paris and Kristen is that they both have a lot of range of motion, but they have sort of different range of motion capabilities. So you can see kind of how this looks on different bodies. And certainly it'll be a departure from seeing me and Will do things, where he and I have also very different range of motion in hips and shoulders. Okay, and a good reminder that I don't want you to do an impression of the person you're seeing on the camera. I want you to ask the questions and let your body answer, and then that dictates the shape that you make. Yeah? Okay, so we're gonna reverse directions. Make sure your knees are still tight to your chest as much as they will go. Thank you. Reach a little further and trap that hand down, good. And then we're gonna go in the opposite direction. So starting with knees together, you're gonna start to drive your foot behind you. How far can you push your thigh behind your belly button? Let your body answer that question. Once you've got a satisfactory answer, how high up can you lift your knee and your ankle together? So ankle too, Kristen, yeah. Once you got that answered, start to rotate so that the inner thigh is showing off to someone in front of you. Hello, yeah, that's a fun spot, huh? And then pull your knee to your shoulder, knee to your chest, thighs scrape past each other, and you're off and running. You're on the clock. Keep rotating in the same direction. Keeping that hand heavy. Good. And answering those questions for yourself. Good.
Should it be harder one way than the other way?
It might feel harder one way than the other way, which could be a couple of things. You might feel fatigued because you've already done the first direction. That's real. And it's a very different neuromotor pattern to go in reverse than to go forward. And then the other factor is that whatever we load first gets loaded the most. So if you're starting by loading your hip extensor muscles, they're gonna stay on through the rest of the circle, versus if you start by loading your hip flexors. Your hip flexors are probably stronger because you do so much biking. But this is good. Hip extension work, Paris. 3, 2, 1, and rest. This is so good for you. Okay, so we are gonna do kind of a long sequence on this side, and then I promise we will get to the other side. Right now, we're just gonna do a quick flip to do our other side hip car. So guys, I didn't preview this with you, but I want you to roll to face the windows. Keep your heads where they are, just roll on over. It'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. And then we're gonna do our hip cars on the other side. So again, for our setup, we're gonna draw the knees as close to the chest as they can comfortably come with no pinch in the front of the hip. Make sure, it's okay if your low back rounds. That's actually a good thing in this case. Reach that top arm as far ahead of you as you can. So it's really reaching far ahead. And then pin that sucker down. You've got a stack of $100 bills or maybe the manuscript you've been longing to write, and it's a windy day, you wanna keep it there. And then deep breath in, pack some air into the abdominals. Feel like you're doing a plank or getting ready to be playfully punched in the belly. Start pulling that top knee towards your chest. Good. See how far you can do that. Push your thigh bones apart. How far apart can you push your thigh bones? Once your body has answered that, ask, how much can I twist to send the sole of my foot behind me? And then how far back can I push my thigh bone relative to my belly button? Kristen, can you push any more? Hello. Hello. Then stay back there and start to drag your knee down towards the floor. And then come on around and scrape the thigh bones past each other. Beautiful. Keep working. Do your best to keep your belly button facing in the direction that it's facing. So I don't want your belly button to sneak a peek at the ceiling. I want your belly button or your belt buckle to stare exactly straight ahead, or maybe even down towards the floor would be a helpful iteration. We've got 8 seconds left. You're doing great. Keep breathing around those braced abdominals. You can brace and breathe. It's a skill, but you can do it. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring your legs together from wherever you are. Stay in position, but just let your body relax for a second. So if you've been doing side lying hip cars for a long time, this little position shift might feel surprisingly humbling in terms of how much range of motion you're able to produce. You're welcome. Okay, that's because we're limiting the compensations that normally help our hip out, which are lumbar extension and lumbar rotation. All right, gang, reinvest in your base position. Deep breath in, pack that air down, make that top hand heavy, and then keeping your thighs together, start to slide your back thigh bone behind you. How far back can you push that back thigh bone? Once you're there, how high up can you lift your knee and ankle? Knee and ankle rising together, and that's a fun one usually. Good, and then start to bring your kneecap towards the outside of your shoulder. How close can you get? Oh my gosh, Kristen, so close. And then come on down. This woman's range of motion is unbelievable. Keep going. You're doing great. Yep, good. And Kristen, give me a little more investment in your midsection brace. I'm seeing a little change in the length of your waist. So I'm going to really make your core work harder than your hip. Yes, there you go. Make sure that hand is still heavy. Good. Keep breathing around your braced abdominals. Keep asking the questions and allowing your body to answer, especially if you're very seasoned with hip cars. One of my clients was like, oh, sometimes cars just feel monotonous. And I was like, yes, if you do them unthinkingly, if you're just running yourself through the motions, for sure. If you're asking the question and allowing your body to answer, you're going to discover new shit all the time. 3, 2, 1, and breathe, relax. Okay, good. So P&K, come on, roll back towards me, please. We'll go back to our other side. At home, so what leg's on the bottom?
Right leg.
Okay, so at home, I want you to orient yourself so that your right leg is on the bottom and your left arm is on the top, so we're all together. And you know me with rights and lefts. It's a toss-up. It's like a fruit machine. Okay, so we're gonna now bring the knees so that they're just sort of straight out ahead from the hip joints, perfect. And then this is where you want your blocks to be within reach of your arms, because you might need one or actually both. We're gonna do a little hip external rotation strengthening. So we're gonna now straighten out that top leg so that it's in line with your torso, and the big toe side of the foot is on the ground. So you can bring that down to the floor, yeah. Now, what I would love is for y'all to be able to press this foot down into the ground. So if I try to lift up Paris's leg, yeah, he's not gonna let me. Thank you, there we go. So imagine at home that I'm gonna come by throughout your set and try to pick up this leg, and I want you to really press it down. If for some reason that doesn't feel good for your knee, you can put one of your yoga blocks under your thigh, just above the knee, and then push down, but it'll give the knee a little bit of ease. So bring the floor to you if you need to. Okay, so then the move is, we're gonna externally rotate this bottom leg, the right leg, such that the ankle might lift up off the ground. So let's do a little tester rep here. Brace your core, rotate. Oh my God, Kristen, so much range of motion. Hold whatever you get, just hold it. Now, try to ask for more rotation. You might not get any, or you might discover there was a false bottom on the drawer, but just start to scan and feel as you hold this position and as you keep asking for more rotation, even though your body's not giving it to you, what muscles are waking up and turning on? What do you feel? So just inquire of yourself, and then slowly return that rotation to the floor. Cool? So if you were watching that rep and not doing it, or watching and doing, you could see these two left the floor like a foot, which is generally not the case for most humans. Whatever amount you left the floor is fine. It's more important that you feel the tissues that are doing that job, yes? So it might feel like, what do you guys feel, like inner thigh stuff? Core. Good, yep, midsection's working hard to keep you there. Yep. Deep hip stuff, yeah. Where would you say though, Paris?
On the outside of the hip.
Ooh, interesting, yeah. So you might feel some sensations on the outside as well. Go ahead and roll your top hip forward a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, so let's invest. So now I want you to be a plank through your midsection. I want your top leg to be strong and pressing into the floor. Good. And then we're gonna do 5 3-second holds with a nice slow lowering return. So brace your midsection, rotate that bottom leg as high up as you can. Hold and fight for more. So it's as though I'm trying to push you down. You're gonna resist me. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly return back down, unwinding that rotation. That's 1. Let's do it again. Brace, keep your body strong, rotate, hold, 3, 2, 1, slow return, that's 2. Make sure your knee isn't traveling closer to your chest. You wanna keep that knee right where it is. If it's helpful, you can put your hand on it for reference. Again, brace your body, rotate, hold, fight for more for 3, 2, 1, slow return, that's 3, nice, parachuting back down, brace your body more, rotate, hold, fight for more rotation for 3, yes, 2, 1, slow return, that's 4, we got 1 more gang, best plank yet, rotate, hold, fight for more, 3, come on, 2, there we go, 1, slow return, beautiful, take a breath, stay in position. So we weren't at end range probably for anybody. If you were getting lift off the floor, you were definitely not at your end range. So now we're gonna move ourselves a little closer to our end range and do essentially the same movement, yeah? We've already kind of pre-activated and maybe pre-fatigued the tissue, so this will be like a more intense strength training effort for that tissue. So 2 options here. If you were getting a decent amount of lift and your shoulders will tolerate it, you can come up to your forearm on that bottom side. Putting your elbow right under your shoulder. Yeah, exactly. Now here, we wanna make sure that the sides of the waist stay the same length. So I would ask Paris to pick up this bottom side a little bit. Yep. Stretch this side long, good, and face your t-shirt logo towards that couch in front of you, exactly. And then this hand, again, you can push into the floor to strengthen your position. You can place it on the knee to give you a reference point, because I don't want the knee to lift off the floor, I just want rotation, right? Or you can put your top hand on your pelvis Sometimes that top hip will try to waggle around, and we don't really want that either. If your shoulder's not game to support you in this position, that's totally fine. You'd stay inside lying, and we'd take up some of the range of motion by putting a block under your ankle, so that when you lift, you're a little closer to your end range for your starting position. So pick your poison here. You guys are gonna come up to the shoulder though. Yeah, great. All right, so first things first, if you're on the shoulder, feel into your shoulder and see, can I anti-shrug anymore? And can I actively push the ground away to activate muscles between my armpits and my waist? Yeah? And then again, I want this top leg really strong, pushing into the floor. Yeah. Don't let me lift it. Great. Do something with the top arm that helps with your tension. You could even just hold a strong arm out to the side with a strong fist. And then you're going to rotate that bottom leg. We're going to do 3 5-second holds. So rotate and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow return. Kristen has so much range, I'm giving her the block and the elbow. That's also an option. Brace, better plank. Rotate, hold, fight for more. Yes, Paris. 5 more. 4, come on. 3, 2, 1. That's 2. Slowly lower back down. Good. Last one, best one. Turn up your plank all the way to a 10 and then rotate and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly return. My goodness. Okay, very nice. So now, choices. We're going to relax this leg. We're going to work this left top arm. You can stay in your side frame if that's feeling good and if you want to amp up the sort of strength training effect of this movement for yourself, or you can come back to that side lying position and rest your head on your bottom arm. Either one's fine. We're going to do our shoulder car with this top arm. Yeah, pick your poison. I love it. Thank you, Kristen. I love it when people choose what's right for their body on the day. It's not copping out, it's actually leveling up. Like this is a ninja move right here. Okay, so top arm, make a fist. Squeeze your elbow really straight and bring that arm right out in front of you. Let's start there as our reference point. From here, we're going to get as much external rotation as we can. So thumb winding out. And then you won't have as much room for this if you're laying on the floor, but bring that arm across your body. Now, as we do this, we want to try to keep that shoulder blade on the rib cage. From here, you're going to, next target is to try to bring your arm as close to your ear as you can on the same side. Good, 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 good. Keep pushing the floor away. Keep that elbow straight. And then as you get close to the ear, your next target is how much can I spin my bicep to twist my bicep away from my face, internal rotation. And then you're going to start to explore reaching behind you. Keeping your t-shirt logo facing forward. Keep a good brace more through here. Good. Keep rotating as you go down that back stretch behind you. So you're winding your thumb down towards the floor and you're coming around until that arm comes close to your hip. Good, make sure that elbow's still straight. Good, and then rewind. Take your arm straight back behind you. How far behind you can you reach? Keeping it low to the ground. Yeah. And then when you find that sticking point, unwind your axial rotation. Beautiful, Kristen, you got it. Yep, there you go, Paris, perfect. And then your next target is your ear. How close can I get to my ear? Without any pain or pinch. Stretching, cramping is okay. Oh my God. These shoulders, and then come across. And come down. Good. I need a little more scapular stability from you. Yeah. So keep that shoulder blade a little bit anti-shrugged. Again, cut across your body as much as you can. Don't let that shoulder blade shrug up. Get the arm as close to your ear as you can possibly get it. Where is that spot for you? Close to the ear. Yep. There you go. How much internal rotation can you get? Twisting your bicep away from your face. Beautiful, Kristen. And then how far behind you can you reach? If you want, you can send some tension through the rest of your body, right? You can still keep that top leg heavy. Good. Coming all the way down by your hip, trying to get more internal rotation. Yes, you've got so much. You've got to capture all that. Good. And then reverse. Straight back. Good. How far can you reach behind you? Unwind your rotation. And then how close to the ear can you get? Keep that elbow actively straight. Keep that fist squeezed. Bring it around in front. And relax. Good. Okay, beautiful. We just got to go through that whole sequence on the other side. NBD. So at this point, y'all, we're going to switch our sides, but I'm going to have you two flip so that your heads are now back where I am and your feetsies are towards the fireplace. It's really too bad we couldn't figure out a camera setup where y'all can see the fireplace because it's epic. All right, so starting on your side, head resting either on your arm or on your block. We're all the way back to that hip stuff. I know we forgot about that. We'll get to shoulders in a second. Come all the way down onto your side. There we go. That's the one. Yes, okay. And then Kristen, let me have you scooch down towards the fireplace so that the folks at home can see both of your wonderful bodies. A little bit more, my love. Good. Okay, so we're gonna start with the top leg straight and pressing into the floor. Good, that's it. And as best you can, try to set yourself up so that your heel is right in line with your hip socket. So Paris, scoot your shoulders back a little bit more towards me. Great, yep. And then knit those ribs in tight. You can roll your hips forward a little bit. There you go, good. So you wanna feel like a plank in this position. Your bottom knee, which is now your left, is in line with your hip. And then you're making a nice 90-degree angle at your knee. And you've got your blocks handy in case you need them. This looks good. Okay, top hand is just gonna do something to help you feel like you're gathering stiffness and energy and tension through your whole body. So you can press into your pelvis, you can push into your top knee, you can just make a fist, squeeze your arm nice and straight. We're gonna do 5 3-second holds for our hip external rotation. So deep breath in, pack that air down, strengthen all the muscles of your straight leg and press that foot into the floor. I shouldn't be able to lift it. Then rotate your bottom leg, that left leg, into as much external rotation as that hip's gonna give you, and just hold. This is your tester rep like we did on the other side. So as you're holding that rotation, your knee is staying down. You're trying to rotate a little bit more. So whenever we're in stillness here, we're asking for more movement. Our body's just not giving it to us, and the result is stillness. We're not actually trying to freeze in a position. We're actively trying for more rotation. The body's just like, nah. Yeah? Okay, slowly lower back down. So that was our tester rep. Make any micro adjustments to your base position so that you feel more strong and more powerful. The more of your muscles you can activate, the more help you're gonna send to those hip tissues that we're training. Take a deep breath in, brace that midsection, do something powerful and strong with your upper body, rotate that bottom leg off the ground, hold the end range, fight for more for 3, 2, 1, parachute back down. Feel your thigh bone unwinding back to the floor. Again, keep your body strong, rotate off the ground, hold, 3, fight for more, 2, yes, 1, slow return. You can also give yourself a self-tactile cue, trying to drive a little more rotation. Brace your body, rotate off the ground, hold, encourage that rotation for 3, 2, 1, slowly return. I think that was 3. Brace your body, rotate, hold, fight for more. 3, do it again. 2, 1, slow return. Last one, best one. Brace your body more than you have before. Don't let me pick up your leg. Rotate that bottom leg off the ground. Hold, fight for more. Maybe you'll get some this time. 3, 2, ooh, different this side. 1, slowly back down, right? So you might notice you have really different range of motion side to side. That's more normal than the other thing, right? Most humans are asymmetrical by their adult point in their life. Okay, so now you have a choice. This is a choose your own adventure split. You're either gonna come up to that side frame position with your bottom elbow under your shoulder, or you're gonna put a block under your ankle, or you're gonna do both if you have a lot of range of motion, and you get to choose. You might choose something different than what you did for the first side. That's awesome. It's really about figuring out what is the base position that's gonna support this hip to do its most vital work, yeah? And that's kind of a Goldilocks-y situation for everybody all the time, every day. All right.
Is this too much?
No, that's fine. I want like between a credit card swipe and an inch of lift. If you're getting a lot more than that, I'd love for you to find maybe a build-a-block situation if you need to, or, so Kristen, do yours for a second. She gets all that lift, right? All I gotta do is move this block closer to the knee, and then it takes up some of that slack, right? Okay, everybody all together, deep breath in, brace the midsection. Hulkify your straight leg and push it into the floor. Push the ground away if you're on that elbow and really anti-shrug that shoulder. Sorry, pulled your hair there. Good. And then rotate that bottom leg and hold. 5, fight for more. 4, 3, woo, 2, 1, slow fade. Good. Make sure you're not lifting just by doing ankle gymnastics. I want the lift to come because the thigh bone is rotating. Brace your body more intensely. We're only doing 3 reps. Rotate. Hold. Fight for more. 5. Come on. 4, 3. Rotate, rotate. 2. Yes. 1. Slow fade. Make sure as you rotate that your waist isn't changing length on either side, especially if you're in that side frame. So pick up here a little bit more. Yes. Last one, best one, plank your body, rotate, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly relax, good job. Okay, all we gotta do is those shoulder CARs on the top side, so you can take your blocks away. Your choice if you wanna stay side frame, or if you wanna come back, no worries, to side lying. Either one is fine. Let's do side frame for you so you're even from the other side. Back your elbow up a little bit more towards me, good. Good, so either way here, your top leg is still straight. Your belt buckle is pointing straight ahead of you, not looking up towards the ceiling. Your t-shirt logo is pointing straight ahead of you. And then if you're in side frame, you've got that extra bonus task of pushing the ground away and anti-shrugging that bottom shoulder. Thank you, good. Okay, stretch your top arm out, your right arm straight ahead of your shoulder. Make a fist. Squeeze your muscles in your arms so you feel your elbow actively straight. Your first target is external rotation. How much can you wind that thumb out to the outside of your body? Let your body answer that question. How much can you pull that pinky across your chest? Of course, the floor might be in the way if you're inside lying. That's okay, just get what you can. How close can you get that bicep to your ear? Bicep to the ear without shrugging your shoulder blade up off your rib cage. That's the limiting factor. Once you've answered that question, how much internal rotation, jeezy crazy, can you get from that arm? And then how far behind you can you reach? Good. Keep internally rotating all the way down, other way. Thumb winds down towards the floor. There you go. And keep reaching back behind you, back behind you, back behind you, and then come around until your wrist runs into your butt. Pause there. Make sure your shoulder blade's still steady. Keep your rotation, but just reach straight back. How far behind me can I reach, staying low to the ground? Yes, that is the question. Find that sticking place. Then, how much axial rotation can I unwind? Thumb winding up towards the ceiling. Next target is the ear. Get that bicep as close to the ear as you can. Keeping your elbow nice and straight. Good. Growing your arm out of the socket. That's a strange sound. Oh, it's my timer. Hold please. Okay, last rep. Here we go. Wind up external rotation, then cut across your body. Next target is bicep by the ear. Beautiful. Unwind that rotation and reach behind you. How far behind you can you reach and how close to the floor can you comfortably get? No pain, no pinch. Come around until your wrist runs into your butt and then rewind. Reach straight back, find that sticking point. Unwind your axial rotation. Good. Keep that shoulder blade down on the ribs. Nice. Paris, like my head's in the way of my shoulder. Good. Finish up that rep you're working on. You can do a bonus Cirque du Soleil rep, Paris, just for fun. Okay, and relax. These shoulders, I can't. I have like fear and shoulder jealousy all at the same time. All right, awesome team. That is our time for today. If you would like bonus points, you're at home gonna do one more set of hip CARs, 1 minute each side from the base position of your choosing. It's fun to do the same base position that we did in class so that it's kind of a retest. But if you are short on time and you gotta go, you've gotten a good dose of Kinstretch for your hips mostly, and your shoulders a little bit. All right, gang, see you soon.